Alright everybody, today in this video we'll be creating this. I have no idea what to call this. Is this a nose gash? A busted nose? A broken nose? Probably a broken nose would be the best thing to call it. If you want to learn how to create this broken nose with silicone and watch me use silicone for the very first time-ish, stay tuned. Hey guys, it's me Triple G and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today guys, we are finally getting back into some more makeup. Specifically some special effects makeup. We're gonna be digging into some third degree today. And let me be real honest with y'all right now. Your girl already attempted to record my very first time using third degree because I've never used silicone before. But shenanigans is all I can say. It was some technical difficulties. There was some difficulties with the actual product. It was a lot going on. It was a lot going on. So we are doing a retry today. And honestly, even though I'm making it sound like I messed up big time the very first time, it really wasn't. It still looked really cool. I'll have a picture in one of the corners or a clip showing y'all. I liked it, but I know I definitely could have done better. So we're redoing it. And we're gonna redo it on my face instead of on my hand this time. So let's get right into it. I will be showing you guys what all you'll need, or what all I'll be using today. Okay, so you'll definitely need some paint brushes of different sizes, more on the small sizes for me today because I'm not making like a huge one, so I don't need any bulky big brush sizes. Some grease paints. I'll be using this metal palette to help like mix the third degree on here, so it's like a good place to do that on. Some alcohol activated paints. This is the Illustrator palette. Some more spatulas. Some sponges. And of course the third degree, the silicone. Some alcohol for the paint. Blood of different types. Regular like stage blood and some scab blood. And I don't know for sure if I'll be using this today. This is like scar wax. It's simulated bone wax. I'll be doing this look on my nose, so I might be simulating some bones, like it's fractured bones sticking out and stuff like that. We'll see if I for sure do it or not. But yeah, we'll be using that as well. Alright guys, like I said before, this is pretty much still my very first time working with silicone other than that first attempt I did. So I'm very new to this still. I've watched a couple of videos prior, of course, so I'm not like jumping into it full on like I don't know what I'm doing. And of course, the little bit I did before. So let's get right into it. So of course with silicone, there's an A and a B. And you mix equal parts, and after you start to mix, that is when the setting starts. You have about 10-ish minutes to get it on you and make sure it's blended and you got like the shapes and everything you want before it like gets hard basically. And after it hardens, there's not much you can do after that. Learned that the hard way. Honestly, it felt like it set faster than 10 minutes, but it was probably 10 minutes. But yeah, we're gonna get into mixing equal parts A and B. Like I said, I'm wanting to do like a nose gash type thing. Let me take my glasses off. Like a nose gash type thing. So I'm thinking like starting like maybe like on the bridge and going into the bottom of my nose. So from here to here, and maybe I'll have like a piece of the simulated bone wax, creating a little bit of bone sticking out. We'll see, but that's like the idea I'm going for. So let's get into mixing our A and B. Alright, I have my hair tied back, so let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm gonna take a spatula and I'm gonna start with A, equal parts, remember. And the gash that I'm doing isn't too big, so I'm not gonna need too much, so you guys can see. I'm gonna put a little more of A. And of course, like, if I run out, you can always make more. I'm just trying to make sure that we have a pretty good amount from the start. Alright. And this is how much B that we put. This is A, this is B. B is a little thicker than A. And now that we have it all placed out, we're gonna mix them together. Alright? Alright guys, we are all mixed. Oh, over here struggling. We're all mixed. So now the clock is ticking. So let's go ahead and start applying. Make sure you be careful around your eyes, guys. We're just gonna make the shape that we want, like the outer rim. Almost kind of like the idea of using scar wax as in making the shape. Like I said, this is my first time, so, well, 1.5 time. If you call that first time I did really my first time. You kind of want to make it tall so you can build it up as you go. And of course, if you're making a bigger wound or whatever you're creating, go a little bit at a time. Like, only if you have to mix a little bit at a time, do that. And make sure also you're starting off with a clean surface. My face is clean, there's no oils. I made sure I washed my face and did not moisturize for this specifically, because oils will prevent the silicone from sticking. And now that you have the shape you want, you're gonna grab a brush of your choice. You're gonna spray a little bit of alcohol on your brush and you're gonna blend it into your skin. All of this needs to happen before the silicone fully sets. And you're just making it a smooth blend, as smooth as you can get it. Just be careful if you're doing it around your eyes like I am. And next, guys, now that our silicone has set, I'm going to take a little bit of spirit gum to I'm going to take a little bit of spirit gum and put it around the edges just to give us a little extra adhesion to our skin. You don't have to do this, especially if you're not wearing it for a long time. If you're just practicing, you don't need this step. I just wanted to do that for a little extra, especially while we're putting on the makeup, in case if I like bump it a little bit so it doesn't lift as easily. You also can put a layer of this on under the silicone before you start to put the silicone on. Just wait for the spirit gum to get tacky first, and then you can apply your silicone on top of that for extra adhesion as well. Alright, now we're going to go into some of our assimilated bone, and we're going to just create, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create little thin slithers to put inside of our wound. If the gash was bigger, I would create like a chunk of bone to make it look like it was sticking out. But since we have a more narrow wound, I just want to kind of make it look like bones are cracked instead of like all out, you know. But yeah, that is exactly what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna just take out some of this. This is also my first time using this, so exciting. You treat it just like scar wax. Get your petroleum jelly ready and mold it just like clay. Alright, now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid latex on the top of our cracked bone because we want to make sure what is happening? We want to make sure everything is together and not moving. So I'm just going to take a little bit on a sponge like this and drip it all around it. And don't tap too hard because you don't want to lift up the bone or like move it around, get it out of shape, you know. Try to get it all in between the little cracks that you've created. And now we're gonna let it dry. All right, now that our liquid latex is dried, we are going to get right into painting the outside of our silicone and blending it into our skin color wise. Now you can mix your skin tone inside of the silicone before you apply. Like as you're mixing it all together, you can put grease paints from what I've learned. I don't have any grease paints the color of my skin tone, and I also don't know if foundation is a good substitute for that, because the formulation of, and depending on the brand of foundation and everything, that can be, like I said, different, varying. So I don't want to potentially mess up the formula of the silicone, so we're gonna go with painting on top of it today. All right, we're gonna spray our alcohol activated paints inside of the color we want. We're also gonna go ahead and spray some in this red right here because we will be using that next. And for the brown, we want it really pigmented, so I'm gonna stir in all of the alcohol we just put really well so we can get it thick and nice so it will cover everything like we want. We'll also be using foundation today as well, because like if you remember before, this alcohol activated paint is a lot orange compared to my skin tone. We're just going to paint all around. All right, now that we are done painting, I'm going to squirt a little bit of foundation. We're not going to need a lot. And I'm going to blend in with a sponge over the top of the alcohol activated paint that we just applied. And this will help make this more natural looking. Alright, now that we're all blended, I just wanted to point out a couple of things. Definitely when it comes to working with silicone, for me personally, because this is still my first time-ish doing silicone, I definitely could get a little better with blending out the edges. Throughout this video, I definitely wanted to go through and point out the things that I know I can do better next time and moving forward as well. So probably should have said at the beginning of the video, but you know, we're going with it. So now we're gonna put a layer of red all in the middle and in between our cracked bone. And try to avoid your cracked bone because of course you want that to stay white. But we do have some white paint, so if that happens, we can cover it. So yes. As you can see, we're already getting on it. Honestly, I shouldn't have said don't get it on there, because we do want a little bit on there because it is coming out of your body, but don't like fully cover all of the bone is what I mean. And we are using the alcohol activated paints right now. We'll get into the what's it called, the grease paints in a bit. Okay, and now getting back to what I was trying to explain earlier about the pigmentation of the red. If you want to make any of your alcohol activated paints more sheer, you just add more alcohol. And we're going to add, I have alcohol already on this brush, we're going to wipe over it to make the blood on the bone look more sheer instead of like we're painting it red. And we're not going to go all over. We're just going to go in certain spots like this to try to make it look messy. Like so. And now it's like you still can tell it's bone, but of course it's coming out of your body and you want to have some blood on it. And if you found that you have covered it a little bit too much for your liking, you can always go back in with some white. Don't go back in with like a pure white. Maybe mix a tiny bit of yellow in it, or have like a more nudish color like this. If y'all guys can see that. Yeah, like this. So that you don't want it to look like the brightest white. Our bones won't look like that because, like I said, it's inside your body. There's blood. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And you know it's not going to be the brightest of white. So we're trying to make this look as natural as possible. Okay, so I did end up going back in with that nude color I just showed you guys. And I just put a little bit on the very like top edges of the bones just to give it a little bit of highlight, to make it stick out a little more, and to give it more of that 3D effect. So yeah, that's all I did off camera, y'all. Now I'm gonna go get into the grease paints, and I'm gonna use my finger to go into the red. Not too much at once because we are painting irritation. I wanted to use grease paints instead of the alcohol activated paint for this today. We're just gonna tap around. Be careful, be gentle. And it's almost like I'm not flicking y'all off. It's almost like you're blending in, like if you were blending in foundation or concealer. More like if you were putting eyeshadow on your eyelid. That's how you could think about it. And we're just gonna tap it on all around. Because something like this would be pretty irritating, don't y'all think? Take a sponge to do some more blending as well. Alright, now we're going to get into my special effects eyeshadow palette that I like to use. You can also use powders as well for irritation. I think I'm going to start with a little bit of red powder. And we're going to tap it all the way around. Almost like setting the red that we just put the grease paints. So it's easier to put more colors on top. Alright, now we're going to put a little bit of purples. And we're going to do almost like a little bit of contouring to make it look like bruising, you know. Ha! Literal contouring, actually. We're also going to put a little bit of this very dark purple as well. And this is not going to go all over the edges. This is just going to go in. I'm going to keep it around the tip of the nose. I'm going to go on a spot right here as well. Make it look like it's out of order, not like perfect, you know? Because with real bruising, it kind of just shows up, you know? You also can blend into the eyebrow bone as well right here to have that connection. You also can put it like on the outskirts under your eye as well, because usually when you see somebody that has had surgery around this area of the face, it kind of leaves bruises all within this area. So that's what we're gonna do with the same dark purple. And we're also gonna go in with a tiny bit of black. Right here in this specific crease to give more of a bag. We're gonna blend it out because it's a tiny bit too much. This is a really pigmented black, so almost giving zombie vibes, and I'm loving it, to be honest. Alright, now for the fun part, the blood. So I'm gonna use this small little brush that I used a little bit earlier, but it doesn't have anything on it really. It was what I used to put the little highlights on the nose. And this is my smallest brush, and I want a small brush for it specifically so we can get all between the bones and such. We're going in with the scab blood first. And now with the same brush, we're going to go in with our regular stage blood. We're just going to put that all in the spots that didn't have much of the scab blood, and just to add more blood. This is thicker than the scab blood, so don't get too much of this on top of your bone, because it might take away from you seeing the bone. And this is also the blood I like to use to kind of like drip all over and let it like, ooh. Make sure y'all got a towel on under wherever you're working, because especially this part gets really messy. But I want it to like drip down my face naturally so it looks natural. You can paint it on like so. Did that really just drip right on my pants, bro? Alright, and the last thing we'll do is stipple sponge. And this will help make it give you some splatters and such. You can put more blood on if it's not enough for you. It can help rug it up the blood lines that you have. Alright guys, and this is our final look. She's pretty gross. She's pretty gruesome, and I absolutely love it. For my first-ish time using silicone, I really think I did a really good job, and I'm really proud of myself for this. I like this a lot more than that first attempt that I had, that I'll bring the pictures back up so you can see. It's definitely more intricate and more details and all of the above, really. But yes, I love the bones, and it's just some real special effects. And I had a lot of fun creating this look for you guys today. If you followed along like a tutorial, even though this was my first time doing the main part of this, I still hope it was easy to follow. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I forgot to say that at the beginning. But yes, make sure to hit that like button. That'll help the algorithm to push my videos out so we can get more of us in here and grow our community. More gaming coming soon, of course. Give me more suggestions for video games that you would like me to see me play for PS5 and PC. Trying to think, is there any more announcements I need to let y'all know? Oh, I forgot to show y'all a close-up. Okay. Well, let's get this light hitting right. Well, that lighting just made it look creepier too. Ooh. But let me turn it down so you can really see it like without shadowing. There we go. And this is our final product. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video today. More coming soon for makeup as well, and until the next time, bye.